A tyre dressing for me has to fit the style of the wheel. So when we got this MGZS with gloss black alloys, I wanted a product that would keep a longer lasting gloss black to the tyres, so I picked up CarPro DarkSide to try out. Hi there, welcome back to GM Details. This is going to be a quick review of CarPro DarkSide. It's described as a tyre and rubber sealant, not a dressing. As you know, preparation for any product is key, so I've previously cleaned and dried the tyre so you don't have to sit through seeing another tyre being cleaned, and we can get right into this application. But it is important to mention that the tyre has to be dry before application, as it needs time to bond to the rubber before you can get it wet. It's not particularly fussy over which tyre applicator you use. I'm using one from AliExpress. I've had it just over a year or so now and it's been decent so far. No bristles have fallen out of it and it hasn't disintegrated in its time that I've been using it. And it's not subject to any detailer's tax either, it's only a couple of pounds. I've just bought another couple with black bristles too, so go and check AliExpress for tyre brush applicator if you want to get something like this for yourself. So the first application was on the 19th of March. Keep an eye on the dates in the corner of the screen, which will show the progress over several months. I've just moved the car forward to get that little bit that doesn't get done at the bottom of the tyre. And you can see how nice the rubber looks with these gloss black alloys. But the question is, will it stay as good looking as the car gets used? When you apply DarkSide, it's very reminiscent of something like Maguire's Endurance Tyre Gel, which is equally as thick silicone appearance and applies no differently in my opinion. The finish on DarkSide is certainly glossier for now, but less than a week later and you can see that the tyre is quite natural looking and maybe a more satin look rather than glossy, and that might be more appealing to some of you. So a month later without cleaning and I'm seeing sort of staining or blooming to the top tyre tread area, and with it being the front wheels which obviously steers, I'd say that would be kind of normal wear for any dressing, but I don't recall seeing that sort of blooming staining with Garage Therapy tyre serum, but I have seen it with the SP Smart Pro tyre conditioner. But the sidewall of the tyre still looks protected and clearly darker than the tread areas, but it does look better with your own eyes rather than on camera. Moving on into June, again without cleaning, and although there's still more dirt on the sidewall, it still lasted remarkably well and kept the tyres looking darker and cleaner with a natural finish. Remember, this was only one coat and it's lasted 3 months now. Let's take a look at the rear driver's side tyre. That gives a better look of the finish and more realistic to see what you'd actually see with your own eyes. It was fairly dry and warm throughout June in Glasgow, so possibly that's had a factor in the results. Who knows? Given the tyre a clean with some wheel shampoo and a wheel wash mitt, you can see that the hydrophobics are still there, kind of, and when this dries, this is what the tyre looks like now. So personally, I think that's stretched the longevity to its max, although it's still hydrophobic, but the looks of it, well, I think in my opinion, it's time for another application. So to sum up the review, CarPro DarkSide looks and feels like an old school dressing, but lasts a lot longer, keeping the tyres darker for longer, up to 3 months in my test on this particular car with only a single coat, so this 500ml bottle is going to last me a long time. It applies really glossy, which only lasts a few days, then it quietens down to a nice satin look, and I do think it actually really complements a gloss black wheel. Is there any improvements that could be made? Well, I don't particularly like the pump dispenser. It would be much better fitted with a pop-up cap like a polish. And the real problem I found was when cleaning the tyre. It covered the mitt in what was like silicone and mixed with the road and brake dust. It was absolutely minging. I think if I'd used a brush to clean the tyres, the bristles would be quite difficult to clean off again. But that for me was the only real negatives. 4 weeks after its second application, the cycle starts again. I don't see any benefit that comes from prolonged use with DarkSide like you get with Garage Therapy Tyre Serum. It's simply a case of apply, let it diminish slowly, clean it again, repeat application, and you're good to go for another couple of months. The hydrophobic nature of the product is quite fun to see as well. If you'd like to try it for yourself, I'll put those links in the description so you can check it out. See you on the next one. I'm off to try another tyre product from a brand that might surprise you. Take care then. Cheery bye.
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk too and spit on that thing. You get me?